Okay. Whoa. Almost missed the seat there. Hi Aquarius. Welcome to your long form extended reading this month. So look, I have a couple announcements to make first, and then we'll do the intro because we have a whole new group of people who are watching the channel now. So for some of you guys who don't know, and some of you guys who do, I received several emails from the people who watch this channel saying that my channel hasn't been able to be viewed in a couple months in the US. So I sent an email to YouTube, and they have alerted me saying that everything is okay, that I should be resurfacing in the US. So this is why I'm doing this kind of new intro, just to welcome all the new Americans or the Americans who used to watch the channel and now I'm back on there. You guys may not know, but I live in Europe, so there might have been some algorithm problems, some new regulations that happened between the US and Europe as far as tech goes, so that could have been me getting caught up in it. But the good thing is I'm back. And for you new Americans, it's quite cool because normally I only do a 10-minute reading, and this month you guys are actually getting some of the long form readings that when I first started doing tarot, I used to do a lot of these long form readings. So now I'm going to do for you Aquarius the intro. All right, so Aquarius, welcome to Deploy Underground Tarot. I am T, and you are welcome here. And for the Deploy heads, you know who you are. Thank you for liking and subscribing and clicking that notification button on the channel, and also for letting me know that you haven't seen me in months. It's really this type of community that is always kind of mixing and blending, but also supporting, very supportive of what I have going on here, okay? I'm currently in my pajamas. Yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm a fan of another tarot reader, and she was talking about how she's wearing her pajamas because she just didn't feel like it. And yeah, this is what I'm doing too. All right, so lucky for you guys, I am doing a past, present, and future reading for you. This is really fun. It's a long form reading. And for those of you guys who are new to the channel, again, thank you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and welcome to Deploy Underground Tarot. All right, I'm going to cleanse the cards and start the reading for you. Okay, for Aquarius. For Aquarius. For Aquarius. For Aquarius. Please provide a past, present, future reading for Aquarius. Okay. All right. So, I brought the Big Mama deck out, okay? The messenger cards. That's going to be used to summarize what's going on. This is going to be for the body of the reading, the Rider-Waite Tarot. And then I actually have this French tarot deck that we'll use if we need to clarify anything, okay? So first, I would like to start with the body. I would like to start with the body. All right, we're good there. All right, let's go. So, Yaya, please provide a Celtic cross reading. Whoa. 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 Whoa, 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 what happened here? Okay. Past, present, future reading. You know, look, your story popped up right away. You know, Aquarius, you sometimes have the tendency to hide away when painful things are happening. Okay? I understand I have a lot of Aquarius around me, and they are some of my good friends, huh? Are Aquarius. They're always there for you. They are very supportive. They're a little quirky and crazy, but if you like that, they're the perfect personality type for you. I love that. I love quirky, crazy people. Really, it's my thing. Whoa. Okay, so it's coming in strong. There's some hidden thoughts about your foundation, about what's going on in the past. Come on, yeah, let's be specific. We're giving some stories here, huh? All right, cool. Okay, I was wondering where that was going. I was like, whoa, that's getting a little intense. Okay, let's see what's going on with the present moment and saying things are going to clear up. Actually, things are going to be clarified. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay, so it was just a little bit of a shake, right? We all have, oh, look, it's you. Okay, like returning to yourself, hopefully. Okay, and then we have the future, you manning up, you going for this adventure, this, huh? Why that? Hold on one second. I want to get this right. Okay, then it returns. Why? Because you're feeling a little bit, I'm not saying you're feeling lost in the past, but I'm saying that there is something that is coming to you that you need to process. It may be something from the past that you haven't really let go of, even though you think you have. We all do that. We all have those pains, okay? We all have those struggles. Seriously. It's part of the human condition. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to get I'm going to get them out. Okay. Part of the human condition. It's a part of what is actually happening in this journey of life. But, okay, ancestral wisdom. You know, family, past. Hello, self-sabotage. Now, you got to acknowledge those feelings, okay? You got to acknowledge those feelings, but it's good because it's going to lift you up. I think a few other signs had something similar. Mother's love. Yeah, you have to trust. You have to trust. Okay, so at the bottom of that, you got trust. Okay, we're going to get to it. I just want to clarify. Okay, can you clarify the past, please? Clarify the past, please. Please clarify the past. You know, hiding your emotions, hiding your thoughts, hiding what you feel is a sense of your foundation, and hoping that nobody sees it. Actually, well, look, okay, so you're manning up. Actually, it's bringing you higher front double. Actually, it's bringing you higher into your balance, okay? So, look, here you go. At the bottom of the deck, you got the Six of Pentacles. All of this is actually bringing you into some form of recognizing where you come from. You know, recognizing that maybe where you are right now is just a part of what you are going to be in the future, but understanding that who you are is really about what you come from. Regardless of the situation of the past, it's really highlighting the fact that in the moment when you feel the most lost, when you feel like you have no one, in reality, your victory is the fact that you have yourself and your history. Now, I'm going to show you how this story plays out, but let's get into it. In the beginning, here we go, from your past. So this here is your past. This here is your present, and this here is your future, okay? I read it across like this and across like this sometimes to get a better understanding of where you're going, what's moving in the future, what came from the past, where are you presently, and what are the two pieces that are holding you in the future and in the past, okay? Now, look, this Ancestral Wisdom card, it's one of my favorite cards because it actually alerts you to some of the things that brought you to this point. There are people, there's your genetic code, there's your genetic line, there's your history, and all those people are in the spirit world there to support you. So when you feel these moments of being lost, having all these negative thoughts, feeling like you don't have a home, your victory really lies in your history, okay? And you can ask those people who have passed away. You can ask those people who are on the other side, your ancestors, for support. Because that's what they're here for. That's what they're here to do. Now, the reason why I say you feel lost, you don't feel at home, but you need to connect with your history in order to feel grounded, is that in the future there is something for you. You may not necessarily have had the same role, okay? You're not going to have the same role as your grandma, your grandpa, your dad, where maybe they were living in this one city for their whole lives. It may not be your role as your, it just may not be your role, Aquarius. Okay? And with this Five of Pentacles, it really is as if you are not acknowledging the loss, but the cool thing is that your story is not the same, but it is important for you to understand that you are not without home. Your home, your home is actually in the back here in this village, okay? However, if you get closer, you can see the village. See the village behind? It's right here. Okay? The story of the Eight of Swords is like this lady could easily unbound herself from the bandages and take off her blindfold and see that she actually has 8 swords and that she has a village that she can return to. The reason why I'm saying that is your history is your victory. The Chariot card, after all that, it's like, okay, all right, well, yeah, you don't feel like you have a home. Yeah, you don't feel like you feel a bit lost, okay, Aquarius? But however, you do have a victory. And your victory really does. It lies in your history, okay? Now, this is very clear because you're growing. You're starting to understand that maybe all of this happened in order for you to acknowledge the importance of your ancestral history, right? Put it in the comment section. I'd be interested to know if anybody is feeling this, resonating with this. But your history is resurfacing a lot, probably because you're in a place in which, your history may be important. Your history may be, people may be interested to know about your history. Okay, people may be interested to know about your life, okay? But deep down inside, you really feel as if you have no home in the past, okay? This is the past. Like you have no home. And that you were a little bit lost. But the beautiful thing is that you are starting to acknowledge that this could be some form of self-sabotage. Aquarius. When self-sabotage is finally highlighted, it's actually a beautiful thing, right? Because then you're like, oh, I've been doing this to myself, but I had no idea that I was doing it to myself. But when you actually see yourself doing this to yourself, that is the gift. That is the clarity. That is the completion, and that's the beginning of something new. Because once you recognize it, it's dead. You will always be able to recognize that feeling for the rest of your life. Like, oh, wait, I'm self-sabotaging myself, actually. It's almost like in the present moment, you moved from, in the past, clarifying your past is this, let me get it correct, the Page of Wands. Hey, and he's actually a really chill, nice guy, the Page of Wands. He's not the Knight. The Knight moves pretty fast. But the Page, he's like educated, understands what's going on, and knows that this is just a stepping stone in his life to whatever is the plan for him. However, he does have some important things to learn before he becomes the Roy, before he becomes the king, okay? He does have some important life to live before he becomes the king. And I really feel like this is something so specific that for those of you guys who it's not resonating with, check your other placements. But I feel like this message is coming to someone because they have to recognize that their history, their lineage is actually part of the foundation, but not a part of the future. Okay? It's a part of their future, but not a part of the entire future. Okay? And moving from the past, you actually go from ancestral wisdom to self-sabotaging behavior, identifying that self-sabotaging behavior, right? There it goes again. Let me just get one. Let me just get one, please, y'all. Just one. On the ancestral wisdom. What is it? Okay. Okay. And what's one here? Okay. And one last here. Taking a risk. There is a major risk. There is a major risk that you're taking, that you're learning to speak to, okay? This thing could have something to do with work, a project, something that's growing, something that you've been working on for a while, and you've thought it was dead. It actually brought you some anxiety, some pressures, some external pressures, but you know you needed to do this thing in the past. And this is all leading. I wanted to know why this self-sabotaging behavior is coming when you have ancestral protection. Well, I think that there are energies that have noticed that you are moving in the right direction, Aquarius. But they also see that you are feeling as if you don't belong. And the truth is you do belong. In the present moment. You do belong, not in the past, not in the future, but in the present moment. And this Seven of Pentacles, clarified by not the Ten of Swords, and that Fool card, says that you are recognizing the opportunity for development. And sometimes that development comes with letting things go. Like that Ten of Swords is like, could be anxiety, like it could be up at night, like sleepless nights, okay? But it's all coming at a risk. That risk is to help identify, I really believe, it's to help you identify this present moment self-sabotaging energy. Aquarius. Ask yourself, what sense of clarity, what sense of completion, what sense of hope and revolution in yourself is coming that is opposing self-sabotaging behavior? What are you discovering that is making you find solid foundation that even this energy has to expose itself to you? Like I said, when self-sabotaging energy starts to be identified, it leaves the unconscious mind to the conscious mind. It leaves the subconscious mind to the conscious mind. It leaves the unseen to the seen. This is possibly the gift of clarity moving you to a new you. The reason why I say that is, in the present moment, after this self-sabotaging thing happens and you take the risk, in the present moment, your energies are showing up as clarity, the Judgment card here, Ten of Cups, emotional completion. Emotional completion. And you, Aquarius, the Star card. presently, are you feeling more grounded in your energy? Do you feel like any emotions that arise, you are able to deal with those emotions presently? This is the present moment. Now, if some of you guys are stuck back here, this is what's coming to you as your next step, huh? The Judgment card really calls into play a few things. Okay? The first thing that I have to say about the Judgment card is that it calls in clarity. It's a final decision that's just had to be made. It's a wake-up call. But bigger than that, it is your life purpose. Now, you combine that energy with that of the 10 of Cups. That 10 of Cups will instantly put you in a space in which comfort, support, family, even if it's not your direct family, but people who feel like family, step in to reassure your emotional stability. Naturally. And combined with that Star card, which is you, Aquarius. It's about renewal, hope, inner clarity, miracles, having faith, and to be quite open, being in the spotlight, Aquarius. I have to say that this combination probably has been coming to you for a while. And I have to say that taking that risk, moving from this Page of Wands to the King of Wands as a clarity, is a significant shift. You have become a man. Now, I'm not talking about feminine, or I'm not talking about male or female. I'm talking about feminine and masculine energy. Okay? You have developed into what would be a grounding force like a king. You don't know everything, because even this king, he's fun. Okay? He's fun. He's the most fun king out of all the kings, huh? He's fun. He's Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. He's about material wealth, health, happiness, joy. Okay? This king, he'll tell you straight up how to have fun, where to have fun, and who to have fun with. You know, Aquarius? Your present moment is really just this kind of elastic band that's been released from the past. Once you identify and recognize that your histories are important and a foundation for who you are, but is not who you are, because you are moving, you are an extension of that history. And that you also have those histories to protect you spiritually, emotionally, physically, okay, financially, if you ask. If you ask. However, moving into the present moment, it looks like maybe you do ask. Maybe you do say, okay, families in the spirit, family in the physical, family in the to-come realms, I need your help. Maybe that did happen in the past, but look at your present. It obviously shows you that there is something that you were self-sabotaging the whole time. You. And you know what you were self-sabotaging? You. You were blocking your own emotional development. You were blocking your own creativity, your own clarity, and your own truth in a way. But once that was exposed, hey, look, the only thing that you can do once that's exposed is to actually identify it. Now, this next card, I have to take a clarity from the self-sabotage to this next card because I'm not quite clear. 1 second, I don't really understand what that has to do with the situation. Before I say it, I would like to clarify before I even comment on it. Okay, so it has to do with the relationship. Okay. All right, so this might be very specific for those of you guys who are in a situation with your mother. So I'm sorry, yeah, okay, well, that's cool. And one more. Excuse me, I want to do this first because I really want to understand why self-sabotaging energy came from your mother or mother figure or some form of maternal love, some form of feminine divine energy. Why did that self-sabotaging move into it? Was it that, yeah, I mean, was it that there was a feminine motherly energy that was kind of, in some ways, possibly maybe even blocking you from seeing your truth, which is okay because it might have been a form of protection and a form of love. Like these two energies, for both masculine and feminine, have different ways of loving you. Like, for example, there's somebody who has a mother who's very protective. Almost so protective that she's controlling. Okay? And then there's a father image there who's very openly emotionally loving, but may not have the words to say it, or may not have the physical element to show his love, but the emotion is there. The emotional connection is there, but the physical, the creative, the communicative element is not for the fatherly energy. But for the motherly energy, it's almost like a Four of Cups situation. Four of Cups talks about, I mean, it could be, it could be a sense of apathy, okay? I want to use the correct words. A sense of unfulfilledness in that relationship, okay? But on the flip side, it could be a surplus of gifts, too, huh? It could be. Sorry, I don't read in reverse, okay? The story of the Four of Cups is actually that this person didn't see that they actually had an extra cup being delivered to them. The 3 cups were spilled and 1 cup really stood out as to what they should select, which would be considered that One of Cups energy, the Ace of Cups energy, which really calls in a renewed sense, even proposal, marriage, but hey, that's pretty far. But a renewed sense of emotional stability. And I want to say that if this was the energy in the future, moving from that self-sabotaging energy into the future, I really want to say that this motherly energy is probably what was exposed. Okay? Not exposed in a bad sense. It's not like you didn't love this maternal protection, but it was like that you had grown into almost would be like a son growing into a man type situation. Okay? A daughter growing into a woman type situation, and that level of maturity that happened really, I think, was divinely given to you, but is probably more understood by the fatherly energy here than the motherly energy. This is really family oriented, this whole reading. It's really a lot of family stuff going on here. Maybe you're seeing your father in a new light. Maybe you're seeing this masculine in a new light. Maybe you're balancing your feminine and masculine energies and living more in your masculine energies. It could be that too, huh? But it seems very family energy. Now, your future. Once you dealt with this motherly love situation, okay? Because it is a situation. Nothing is more. There's no nothing. They say there's no pure love than that of a mother's love. However, in your situation, it is saying that this love may need to be adapted, may need to be upgraded, may need to be reworked, okay? So that maybe the energies that are coming through are more direct on your sense, on your side. It's like you aren't the little person that that lady brought up anymore, or that this energy interacted with, that you're maturing beyond this sense. And there's a conversation in the future that probably has to be had about what happened in this situation, what came out of this unseen situation, what traditions are important in this situation, and how to continue the legacy. Okay, because you're not worried about the legacy. You're actually more worried about how much are you involved in it, or how much are people telling you what you should and shouldn't do. And that is where the Emperor meets the Hierophant, meets the Moon card. Whatever is unseen in this situation, excuse me, whatever is unseen in this situation, whew, I think it's going to come in the future. It's going to come through, okay? But the really good thing is you have the Emperor card here. So that Emperor card is really going to shine light on, how strong you are, how powerful you are, how much of a powerhouse you have become, how you're not afraid to fight your own battles, how you take care of your own stuff, you live your own life, you barely bother anyone, you mind your own business. But if someone steps in your way, they have to deal with the Emperor energy, right? You're like, by the way, no, you crossed your line, And maybe that's the conversations that are happening now around your traditional values, the Hierophant card. The Hierophant can be something that you can look at as a form of tradition, convention, okay? Holding on to those good old legacy values. Taking on what is the truth. And the truth is still unseen. There is some voluntary change that is pushing you to trust your intuition. There is something there that is unseen. There's an unseen problem there that you know it's unseen. And unfortunately in the future, the truth is, you may already know what it is. You may know that may be the reason why you sabotage yourself. This tradition, this conventional way of living. I stick to tradition, this is what my family does for real, and that's okay. I stick to my country, this is what my country does, that's okay. I only speak this language because this is the language of my, like that. I don't go anywhere else because this is what I need to do, and if I go somewhere else, I might think something different. Okay. But traditions often have unseen problems. A good example of tradition with unseen problems. Let's just talk about it. Religion. Religion, probably one of the most beautiful things created by man, right? It brings communities together. It brings people who may feel like they have been lost to be found. There's food and cultural elements that come with it. There's rituals, okay? But then there's also some areas of intolerance, of judging others, of harming others based on those beliefs. And here, it can happen within your own traditional values, within that small microcosm of your family. That small microcosm of your little village, of your cultural lineage, of your country, of your language. Okay? And that, I think, is what's being kind of confronted here, is that you are this new hybrid of the new genetic lineage for your past. And the spirit in the past wants you to know that they are proud of you. And that they're here to support you. But you have to ask. Whew. I want to take 2 more on this Hierophant card, and then I'm going to leave it alone. Yep. Some information coming through. This is going to be an interesting talk, huh? It's going to be an interesting situation that you have to discuss. You may even move away from it. Whew. Just too many people in that situation, right? Just too many people in that situation. And for you, you might have to move away from it. It's okay. I think you're going to explain it. But with that Page of Swords, man, the Page of Swords energy with that 6 of Swords energy, you're moving into speaking about your form of what you see is important around your traditional values, who you are, what you bring, and how you adapt it, what they put into you. This could be your country. It could be a bigger microcosm than just your family. Okay? Wow, wow, wow. Aquarius, you brought a whole other level of dimension to this reading. I think you're the first one to really start to look at traditional values. I mean, like, look at cultural aspects of your life and how you are adapting that. What are you facing? Who are you facing? And it looks like you're developing into the better person to be who you are, true to who you are. Okay, Aquarius, that's what I got for you for your long form reading today. That was quite a ride. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next month. Thank you very much. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.